I wanted to go further on the whole idea of being careful, what you call demonic, because there is a lot of conjecture on this, and especially if you study the Dark Ages, how suddenly we kind of drooped in technological advancement, in social climate change, in everything, especially in the Dark Ages, where we started thinking demons and spirits were necessary to stomp out, or exist, or thinking that they even exist, depending on what people believe in now, depending on what individuals believe in now. But yeah, a lot of people thought Charles Darwin was a devil worshipper. I wanted to actually go into this a bit more. And all of the bishops and all of the people in the church and all the official priests actually got people afraid of Charles Darwin's ideas on social Darwinism. I think definitely a lot of stuff there I wanted to just talk about. Especially today, there's a huge movement, an underground movement going on. People trying to debunk science, debunk Darwin's theory of evolution, theorem of evolution, and claim the Earth is flat, and even have a flat Earth society, and all of that. And unfortunately, and I've been reading this a bit more into this a little recently, how parents are teaching their kids that, oh, the Earth is flat, and all this crazy stuff that they taught during the Dark Ages, and how science in school is false, the Earth is really flat, Charles Darwin was evil, science isn't real. There are real people teaching their kids this now, and that's kind of a problem, because like I said in my science and conjecture video, is like, be careful what you call satanic, because it can be revolutionary, what you call. And real people were, during Charles Darwin's age, real Catholic Church leaders got people rivaled up against Charles Darwin. And that was a real thing in history. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit here, how dangerous are these ideas? How dangerous is the Flat Earth Society? How dangerous is it really? How dangerous is religious families today? How dangerous is it to teach your kids that the Earth is flat, and teach them that science is false? How dangerous is it really? Well, the more people that do that, the closer we get to another Dark Ages where we completely reject the idea that their planes exist. We will stop producing jet fuel. If the Dark Ages come back, we're going to start wars with oil. We're going to stop making jet fuel. We're going to reject the idea of flight. A lot of bad things could happen, but that's just my speculations. Starting wars for oil, more wars for oil, rejection of science in everyday classrooms, and and they're passing laws to demand and make it mandatory for every school in Louisiana or whatever to have "In God We Trust" signs all over the place. That's a big problem, because there are going to be more families that will reject science and refuse to teach their kids science. And eventually, with the whole thing with that, forcing "In God We Trust" in schools, that could lead to a lot of teachers, a lot of teachers saying it's like, well, because of religious reasons, we don't gotta teach science, And that's a big problem too. And I'm kind of scared that we're teeter-tottering towards another dark ages, especially at the age of Trump. That's my personal opinion. I bet that's a lot of other people's opinions, especially with the whole idea of Donald Trump. And this is going to be my next video after this. How Donald Trump is trying to bring back the mentality of the 1950s. Trying to make America great again. When America was desperate into finding its own identity. Well, we found the identity since America has been great, but that's just my opinion. But the real thing I want to get into is how close we're getting to another dark ages. How little we're going to be teaching the future generations like legitimate science, or legitimate math, or legitimate space science. We're just gonna stop teaching kids. I don't know, but that's just the first step. But it's pretty dangerous. Teaching our kids about like having religious parents teach kids that science is bad for you, and that the earth is flat. All the stuff that rednecks teach their kids and all that is actually kind of bad. And kind of harmful, very, very harmful. Because I've seen news reports on it, and I've seen it on Facebook, social media a lot. Is these stories about how these parents are teaching their kids, like straight up, science is wrong, the earth is flat, the teachings of biblical times, stuff like that. Oh, anyway, I just think it's kind of sour.